Oh, I thought it said 6:30 over there. Okay, we'll bring this regular monthly meeting to order for the Scarborough Sanitary District. It is March 23rd, Thursday. And we'll call the roll. We have Ben Viola, not Viola, I'm sorry, Ben McDougal.
Here.
Anthony. Here. All right, Mike.
Here.
Jason.
Here.
Ruth.
Here.
I'm Nick Rico, Chairman. Approval of the minutes. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from March 2nd, which was originally our February regular monthly meeting.
So.
Thank you, Jason.
Second.
Thank you, Ben. All right, any additions, subtractions, corrections? Barring none, all in favor? And we got Ruth abstaining. Because she wasn't in attendance last month, or last meeting.
Because
All
the
right.
meeting moved.
Yes, exactly. So it was an excused absence. Number 4, superintendent's report.
Okay, a copy of the monthly report of operations for the month of February is included in your packet. Our average effluent flow for the month was 1.6 billion gallons a day. Our effluent quality was well within our permitted limits. We averaged 95% BOD removal and 99% total suspended solids removals, with concentrations of 9 and 3 milligrams per liter respectively. Copy of pump station flows for the month of February is included in your packet. No concerns were noted. The wastewater treatment facility emergency generator has been repaired and is now fully functional. The rental unit has been returned. We are waiting for the final invoices, and once received, the final accounting will be done and submitted to insurance. As noted last month, this repair will be covered under insurance except for a $5,000 deductible. The sludge building odor control system has shipped and should be here sometime in April. So we'll start removing the new unit, the old unit shortly before its arrival, and then get it installed as quickly as possible. The coal-fired farms pump station generator has just arrived. It had been ordered in October of 2021, so it was a little bit of a delay. Carl will likely install this sometime this spring. Pump station 27, which is the new pump station at the Downs. We went through the initial startup of the station beginning on the 15th of March. The station now is fully functional and online. Once substantially completed, a punch list will be developed and prepared and presented to Risborough. Pump station number 2, Pine Point Road. The repair rehab of this wet well is currently out to bid. The pre-bid meeting was held on March 16th. Bids are due on April 4th. The design of the new pump station 1, down at Snows Canning Road, is nearing completion. We are scheduled to present to the town's planning board for an advisory opinion on April 3rd. I have attached the drawing set as submitted to the planning board for your review. Sludge dewatering upgrades. The layout of the 2 centrifuges is still in progress. We are working with staff to sort out some operational issues and looking at alternative layouts of the 2 centrifuges. Nose Industrial Services has completed painting the GBT room walls, polymer room walls, and pump station number 11 floor. The North County Convention is coming up, and I will be part of a panel discussion at the North County Convention in Presque Isle, which will focus on PFAS and sludge disposal. Effluent PFAS results are in. We have received our 5th effluent PFAS result. Maybe our 6th result. As conducted by the state, the total PFAS measured was 65.8 parts per trillion. And that's what I have.
Any
report.
questions for the superintendent? Okay, no.
The generator go on farms, was there a generator originally?
Yeah.
Okay, you should replace it.
Yeah. Originally as designed, I don't remember. I think it may have been added after the fact.
Oh,
But there was a generator there. Or is a generator there. It's like 30 years old and we're buying parts on eBay.
All right. Correspondence.
I attached a letter I sent to Senator Brenner regarding the current crisis with regards to the sludge disposal in the state of Maine. As noted, I asked for modification of LD 1639 to address our short-term needs. In addition, I offered up our assistance in working towards a long-term solution. I also sent a copy of this letter to each member of the Environmental and Natural Resource Committee. I did receive comment back from Ann Carney concerning the letter, and she thanked me for offering up our assistance for finding that long-term solution.
Cool. Any questions about correspondence? All right, onward and upward to old business.
Old business, sewer quote unquote moratorium. First, I would like to state that we have been getting regular sludge pickups. So with that, we can pause the proposed sewer moratorium. As I said, listed it in quotes. It was the disruption in the sludge hauling that caused my concern and resulted in the previous recommendation for a sewer moratorium. I put moratorium in quotes for, I was informed by our attorneys that it is technically not a moratorium. More on that later. As previously said, the disruption of sludge hauling was due to a stability issue at the Juniper Ridge landfill. Casella, who operates the landfill, stopped accepting sludge at the landfill due to the lack of oversized bulky waste, or OBW. The initial strain in the landfill has been averted by shipping sludges to New Brunswick. The legislature, EPA, and DEP are aware of this problem and are actively looking for a resolution. Senator Brenner did come to the plant to discuss the situation, and I did attend an emergency meeting of the Environmental and Natural Resource Committee discussing this matter. We have also been looking into alternative disposal locations as provided by the DEP. However, none have proven viable. Currently, we are evaluating a landfill in South Carolina that has rail service, and we are looking into this as a regional solution to the logistics. As previously stated, I did reach out to our attorneys, and they provided the following response via an email. And I'll just read it. I think we're all aligned in that the district cannot issue and enact an actual written moratorium in the true legal sense of the word, since the district does not write municipal moratoria, although it does write sewer regulations and disposal policies. But you were clear with me that the practical issue is that the district is entrusted with a duty to operate a treatment facility that is compliant with applicable laws and regulations, and that under the circumstances that were pending last week, any increase in the volume of sewage sludge will bring the district's operations to a point where they cannot stay in compliance with sludge disposal permits and regulations. The effect is that the district would have to deny any inbound requests for new development permits because it could not support projects that generated additional wastewater treatment demands. This is not based on the district's decision or policy regarding growth or development in the district, but simply reflects the reality of the current permitted treatment, storage, and disposal options and capacities. They further bulleted what they were saying and stated, SSD is committed to its purpose as the designated wastewater treatment facility for the Scarborough area, and to ensure that it is operating are compliant with applicable laws, regulations, and permits. Current and legal permit requirements governing the district's regulated disposal of treated sludge require the district to restrict any new or additional sources of wastewater requiring treatment, and to withhold approval of any permit applications requiring additional wastewater treatment until such time that sludge disposal options are adjusted. Third bullet, the option for sludge disposal are limited by existing contractual obligations with transport and disposal services, which are subject to legal and market factors affecting landfill operations. They're outside of the district's control. And finally, the district is aware that the state legislature has taken up the issue, and the district will support that process and looks forward to a favorable resolution that will allow the district's operations to remain in full legal compliance. A lot of legalese there. That's the end of the quote. The board has also asked for a summary of the projects approved but not built and what projects were envisioned in the near future. In summary, there are 22 approved projects that have district's approval and have yet to pull permits. The approved flow for these 22 projects is approximately 72,000 gallons. In addition, there is 8 potential projects that have not gone through the planning board with a potential flow of an additional 22,000 gallons. So with this current state of the sludge, in summary, with the current state of the sludge disposal being not normalized and we're getting trucks as required, I do not see putting a pause on issuing permits for approvals at this point in time. As long as everything continues with the short-term crisis that we're in is abated. So with that.
Any questions on old business, sewer quote-unquote moratorium? Go ahead, Anthony.
So, there's little problem with drivers crossing the border in New Brunswick for disposal of sludge.
Is there a little problem? Or?
No, I should say, so, I mean, with everything flowing so well, I take it that there is no problem
Oh, that
with the drivers and everybody crossing the border in the Canada.
No, that is not the case. There is some political pressure up in New Brunswick to stop that process, and if that happens, that without other alternative disposal sites, we will be back in a pinch. We have just today, actually, we reached out to Alpha Analytical for some additional sludge analysis that Casella had asked for, which would allow us to go into a couple other sites. I believe one was in New Hampshire, and I can't remember the other one was, Vermont. So those are 2 other alternatives. Plus, we're looking at this South Carolina.
So we've heard of this situation. Doesn't mean it's going to change, right?
No.
So I guess legally, what are they trying to say here? Say this comes up again. Is the district in the right to bring this to the attention of, say, town manager and town Scarborough, and let people know that they cannot handle any more sludge?
Yeah.
Which in fact will put a kind of damper on these projects, but not a moratorium.
It's not called a moratorium. They didn't, unfortunately, did not provide me with any language to replace that terminology. So if somebody can come up with some verbiage, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes, here's a simple way of putting it. The
Right, so-
bucket is full.
Yeah, well, that's a good point though, but see, what they're trying to do here is, say for instance, they came back and said, I challenge you because we're saying here that they're putting it in gallons, right, in volume. Could someone come to you and say, tell me how much sludge that's gonna cause you?
Oh, I can.
Oh, you can? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay, I'm just trying to be devil's advocate here, because
No,
if someone came back and tried to challenge that situation.
I can calculate how much sludge
Okay.
is in it and what it would generate. And definitely.
Cool.
Cool. Any more questions for the superintendent? And just remind people to turn the mic on. Go ahead, Jim.
Thank you. So without actually having terminology, legal terminology, did you get a good sense from legal on, I appreciate the bullet points, but there's a lot of legalese there, on what exactly their direction is for what we can do and what can be challenged and what can't be challenged?
No, we have full rights from the discussion I had with them. We have full rights to put a pause on issuing approvals and or permits in the case that we have a situation that, in our opinion, would put our operating of the treatment facility in a manner to meet the license in jeopardy.
We just can't call it a moratorium.
Pause.
Yes. Any other questions for the superintendent on this? Okay, we'll go on to new business, budget summary. Wait a minute. Don't we have something on this, or is that just FYI?
What's that?
Home station.
I already talked about that.
Oh, you did. Never mind. Sorry about that. New business.
The 2-month budget summary is included in your packet. I recommend approval.
Thank you, Jason.
Second.
Thank you, Mike. Any questions for the superintendent on the 2-month budget summary? Barring none, all in favor? None opposed. Cool. Public comment. We have no interest in public comment. Trustee comments. We'll start with Ben.
Thank you to the district staff and Dave for, leading us through this little sludge crisis and continuing to do so. I hope it, continues to find solutions. And also great job on getting that generator fixed and having it as an insurance claim, getting it done so fast and so inexpensive for the district. And that's it.
Tony.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think you did a great job, Dave, in both ends of things. The sludge effectively getting a clarity on where the district stood and what they could do. I think that was really important here. And as far as the generators, yes, absolutely. Taking the best approach sometimes can, save the district a lot of money. Did a good thing. So, appreciate that.
Cool. Mike?
I want to say thanks to the superintendent, who I thought crafted a very good letter to Senator Brenner. And also, I just want to point out that in the meeting minutes, under the sewer moratorium section, I felt that those meeting minutes captured that entire conversation very, very well. So I just want to note that.
Cool. Thank you, Mike. Jason?
Saying thank you very much to the staff for everything that's being done there. Thanks, Dave, for drafting that letter. I think it's all of the work that's gone into raising the flag on this is paid off already, and hopefully it will continue. So thank you for being so diligent and being a voice of not only the district but of the industry. That's all I have.
Ruth?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, not that I needed that, for all of your professionalism in getting all of this taken care of and addressed with folks who are going to be affected by it. I also really like the swag that you and Josh are wearing, the colors of the Scarborough Sanitary District. That looks very nice. So way to support the team. But thank you for everything that you do.
Cool. Joe?
Thank you. A little out of order, and I apologize for my tardiness. But just a real quick question for the superintendent for my comments. Did you hear back from the senator about your letter?
I did not. I heard back from Ann Carney, who thanked me for offering up to be part of the long-term solution. But I did not hear from Senator Brenner.
So I guess with my comments, also like to echo Mike's and that the meeting notes really did capture that conversation. And I think it was very well, a thoughtful conversation. And I do appreciate the superintendent's not only letter to the senator, but the actual committee. And you have been spearheading this since the PFAS
Revelations?
well, yeah, revelations and now epidemic for us, really. I mean, with no end in sight since the very start. So with Jason, I do appreciate all your efforts from the ground floor all the way up. And I know this board's been affected since that initial legislation. So I do appreciate your efforts. With that, I'd like to also kind of go back on my comments from last month after some little reflection. I want you to know, Dave, that you have not only mine, but the complete board support. And when questioned about this in the moratorium, that it was not that we had, or especially myself, had any doubt in your leadership or anything with this. It was just a lot of information trying to wrap our heads around. And, I was kind of asked about it, and you definitely are leading this district in the right direction. You continue to do so, and you have our full support. And our questions were not of that by any means. So I hope you didn't take that from last meeting. So I truly do appreciate all your efforts and professionalism with this, and I know that you're looking out for the best of the district and the people that it serves. So I do want to thank you for that.
Thank you. I certainly did not take any offense to anything that you said. I look at anything that anyone can offer up as opportunity to learn. Last month, everyone provided some great information and insight into what to look into and look at. This is a learning an area that we haven't been in it before. There actually was a great article in the Sunday Press Herald by Penelope Overton, I think was her name. And she really highlighted the disjointed way the country is dealing with PFAS. And I encourage everybody to read the article, but one of the highlights I got out of it is how Maine has mandated that all sludges go into the landfill and no sludges go onto the land. In California, they have mandated no sludges go into the landfill and all sludges go onto the land. So and every state is somewhere in between. So it really shows that what to do about it is really up in the air.
Totally agree. It's a very reactionary and emotional topic. And I know you have our best interests in mind. So I wanted to thank you for your work on it. And as always, thank the staff for their due diligence and their professionalism day in, day out. And that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. All right, I'll echo my fellow trustee comments. I also want to point out that the correspondence was well done, so well done, and it's ended up in my packet for next week. So.
Addressed to a different senator?
No, it was your letter going into my packet. So anyway, well done. As Dave pointed out, it's a problem that he wants to help develop a long-term solution. I'm very willing to join him in finding that long-term solution. I have a vision of a few regional facilities that could turn our sludge into something beneficial. And there's technology out there that's just developing that could actually create energy, create a usable product, destroy PFAS. I'm not talking Pollyanna, I'm talking possibilities. So let's keep working toward that. I'll also wish everyone a happy Easter, and then I'll ask for the final motion of the evening. Thank you.
Second.
Second from Tony. All in favor? Not opposed. We're done. Thank you.
Bye, Ben.